Hey there. In this workshop, we are going to learn how to build dApps on MiniPay. And MiniPay is built on Celo. So let's learn about a little bit about Celo first and then about MiniPay. At Celo, we follow the mission of building with purpose and building for billions. We want to unlock the digital economy for billions of people all around the world with Celo. Celo is a EVM compatible layer 1 which is transitioning to a layer 2. Celo is built for ease of use. Celo is mobile-focused. We have support for ultralight clients using which users can validate transactions on their phone. Celo has features like paying for gas using tokens, and this does not require paymasters. The feature is built natively into the protocol, and the wallets can be EOA wallets. A few months back, Celo had a hard fork which made every transaction contribute a very small amount to a carbon negative fund, which then funds projects working in the carbon negative space. Hence, every transaction contributes to carbon negativity. This is a brief overview of the Celo ecosystem. There are projects like Layer 0, Superfluid, MetaMask, Uniswap, Graph. I highly recommend leveraging some of these protocols into your projects. As I mentioned about the Celo Layer 2, let's talk a little bit about the Layer 2 and where we are. This is a Celo 2 roadmap which is publicly available on forum.celo.org, and right now we are in the stack selection phase. After that, we're going to build the L2 with core Celo features. Then the Celo rollup to Ethereum, data availability layer, and we're going to work on decentralized sequencers as well. There will be a pre-mainnet launch and finally a mainnet launch. To keep yourselves updated about Celo L2 and to learn more about L2s in deep, we do Twitter spaces with bright minds like Bartek, Tankrat, Vitalik, and Sriram, and many others. So please follow the Celo handle on Twitter to get notified about them. Let's now talk more about MiniPay. The best place to learn about MiniPay is to go to docs.celo.org, and the first link will redirect you to the page which has a lot more information about how to build on MiniPay. MiniPay is a wallet built inside Opera Mini. It is a digital wallet within the Opera Mini browser. It is focused on stablecoins for price stability, very affordable and fast transactions because it's built on the Celo blockchain. It's designed for very easy Web3 access and particularly for people in Africa. Right now, the wallet is available for a few regions in Africa and will soon be rolled out to many other regions. Why should you build on MiniPay? You will be able to leverage Opera's massive user base. Opera has over 80 million active users, providing a vast potential audience for your dApp. The access to MiniPay is seamless. MiniPay integration within the Opera Mini browser streamlines onboarding, removing typical Web3 hurdles for new users. Reduce customer acquisition cost. Build on MiniPay and leverage its built-in audience, significantly reducing customer acquisition expenses compared to traditional Web3 channels. And we have proven success metrics as well. MiniPay acquired 1.6 million users in just a few months. Now let's learn how to build on MiniPay. To quickly start building on Celo and on MiniPay, you can use Celo Composer. Celo Composer is a CLI tool which lets you initialize your project, and it also includes a template for MiniPay. So we're going to use Celo Composer in this video to initialize a MiniPay project. To start working with Celo Composer, we need to install Celo Composer as a global app, global package. So we're gonna use this command to install Celo Composer. Once you're done installing Celo Composer, we can use the npx command to use the MiniPay template. Create, and the template we want to create is MiniPay. Now all we have to do is give it a name. So I'm gonna give it a name called ETHGlobal Demo, and that's it. Now we can go into the folder and install package using yarn. This will install all the dependencies of the project. Once the packages are installed, we can run the project. So we can use the command yarn run react app dev. Before I run the command, I would want to show you. So if you open up the project, you'll see that it's a monorepo. If you open up the packages folder, you'll see that there are two folders, React App and Hard Hat. Hard Hat is for all your contracts that you would use in your app. We can go inside that later. React App is a Next.js app with the pages router um, and some code related to uh, some initial functions that we have created for you here. So now let's run the project. So if you go to package.json, you will see that from the top level of the project, we can use these commands to run the React app. Now this should start the app at localhost. You can see now there is first thing that you would notice is that there is no connect button. It connects to the wallet directly. There is no connect wallet button. That is the experience that has been unlocked by MiniPay. And even as a web app, it just connects to the injected wallet. Now, since we have the front end ready, a sample front end, let's install the MiniPay app and see how it looks inside MiniPay. MiniPay app is Android only, and if you're developing on your laptop, you would want to use an emulator. So for that, you would have to use Android Studio. You can go to Android Studio website and in, install Android Studio, which will also bring in the Android emulator with it. And then you would want to install the emulator with Google Play Store available. So I've already done this, so I'm gonna use the command to open it up. So this command basically starts the Android emulator. The one which I have is Pixel 4. Once the Android emulator is up, now we need to install the MiniPay app. But MiniPay app is actually not a standalone app. So we need to download the Opera Mini Beta browser, and then we can get access to MiniPay. So for the instructions for that, you can go to docs.celo.org. You can click on Developers, Build on MiniPay, and Overview. So the first thing that we have to do is install Opera Mini Beta. So we can go to Play Store and we can download Opera Mini Beta. Once the Opera Mini Beta browser is downloaded, you can open it up. Once the app is up, we can copy the link to access MiniPay. So we copy the link and then we can visit that link here in Opera Mini Beta. Once you visit the link, you will be given the welcome screen of MiniPay. And click on Next and see all the features of MiniPay. And now you can sign in with Google. Once you do sign in with Google, it will try to find an account if there's already one. If not, then it will prompt you to enter your phone number and then it will give you an one-time password which you can use to complete your onboarding. I'm going to restore my account here. Uh, One thing that MiniPay will also ask during onboarding is for your pattern or your fingerprint, just to securely lock your wallet. You can now also select your display currency. You can either have the CUSD as your display currency or you can just go with dollars. And this is how the interface of MiniPay looks like. Now, before going to start the tap, we can go to settings and we can go to about and tap the version 10 times. After tapping the version for 10 times, we now have the developer settings enabled And if we go to developer settings, we can enable testnet. The reason we do this is because we are usually building projects in testnet in hackathons. So this is how you enable the developer settings. Now what we can do is now we can go to the explore button here. We can go to the last app in the explore section called site tester. Now the site tester can open any URL belonging to a Web3 app inside the MiniPay wallet, and it will inject the wallet into that app. So right now we have our project running on localhost. How do we get the project on a link which can be accessed via the site tester? For this, we will need an ngrok. Ngrok will basically allow us to share our localhost via a link. So you can follow the instructions to install ngrok, and once you're done with ngrok installation, um, you can run the following command to share your local host with MiniPay app. Once you enter the command, you will get a link which you can use to visit via MiniPay. Once you hit go, it will visit the app. You might get this warning, but you can click on visit site because you know that this is basically your local host. So now we can see that we can see our app here in um, the MiniPay wallet itself. And this address is the address of the wallet. That is the MiniPay wallet address. Now you can click on this button to send zero point 0.1 USD to yourself, and the uh, currency of this wallet is USD, and also the gas fee currency is also CUSD. So you can create such withdraw request buttons or transfer buttons using very quickly in the front end. And this is all already shipped with along with the template, the MiniPay template. The dApp can also request to send messages to the MiniPay wallet, which then have to be signed via the pattern or fingerprint lock. And you can also mint NFTs. This is also something that is shipped with the template itself. So now let's dive a bit into the code. This is the send CUSD function, which is being used to send CUSD to other MiniPay wallets. Basically using VM here, and we are creating the wallet client, and we are using the custom transport with window.ethereum. So the site that is open by site tester, uh, window.ethereum is injected. The wallet is injected by window.ethereum to the site. So pretty much the same as injected browser wallets. We then get the address of the wallet connected, and then we can send transactions using the wallet client. So since USD is a token, we are using the transfer function of the token, the to address, which is the wallet itself, uh, from here, but that can be changed by you, and the amount in wave, which is the amount to transfer. This will give us a transaction hash. Then we can wait for the receipt. The waiting for the receipt will basically mean that the transaction is confirmed, and you can now check the status of the transaction. So let's try to do that. If you click here, you get a request to transfer. This request right now is in the sample app is to transferring to the wallet that is connected. So it's the wallet is sending. This is a request to send 0.1 USD to yourselves. Um, every time there is a use of a private key, you will have to use the pattern or the passcode of your lock screen. Once the transaction is completed, you can see the transaction hash here. So this is how you can you can build the app quickly using Celo Composer. You can quickly initialize a MiniPay app and use it inside MiniPay. Um, we also have a lot of code snippets that you can use to quickly uh, iterate over your dApp. If you go to build on MiniPay and code library, depending on the library that you're using. For Celo Composer, we are using Yarn and VM, so we can keep the tabs as is. And then, let's say if you want to check CUSD balance of an address, then the code is already here. All you have to do is just copy paste it, and you will be able to quickly and easily check CUSD balance of an account. If you want to quickly check if a transaction succeeded or not, then you can use this. We are already using this in the current example where we get the receipt. The only extra step is checking the status of the receipt. If it's success, then the transaction was successful. Maybe in some case you want to estimate gas for a transaction and you want to estimate that in the Celo token and not CUSD, then this is how you would do it. However, this is something that you might not come across because the main currency of MiniPay is USD. So in case you want to do gas estimation in CUSD, this would mean um, this would be used in a case where let's say you have a field where the user can enter an amount of CUSD that they want to transfer or swap or something like that. When they click the max button, you can calculate the gas that will be required for the transaction and subtract that from the value that the user already has in order to give them the real max value that they can use in their wallet. Because when they perform the transaction, a small part of that CUSD is going to be used to pay for the gas of the transaction. And this is where you would use this code to estimate the gas to find out how much value needs to be deducted from the total value the user holds. This is the gas price in CUSD. Um, Again, this is related to the gas part to figure out how much fees will the transaction cost. And we have all, the entire two code snippets combined here. And this is how you will be able to basically estimate the proper amount of tokens the user has access to um, after they can do the transaction with USD. Um, your dApp can also use MiniPay phone numbers to resolve to addresses. So this is the code to resolve, basically take a phone number and get the MiniPay wallet address. Um, so for example, the MiniPay wallet is built with UX in mind. So people are you people in MiniPay would expect to just use phone numbers and not actually EVM addresses. And this is why if the dApp inside MiniPay also leverages its technology, then the experience is pretty seamless because the person who is using the app probably does not have any clue of EVM addresses. So better to avoid it. And this is where this code can be used in order to take in the phone number from a user, which could be their own number or someone else's number, and then resolve to address. And this can be powerful because the experience will be very seamless. So that is pretty much it about the building on MiniPay. Um, so to conclude, um, MiniPay dApps are pretty much web dApps, but they have some special features like the wallet gets connected. There is no connect wallet button. Um, the process of signing the transaction is very simple. Um, and the wallet itself is built for user experience, which means there is no involvement of EVM addresses, or at least in the front end there is none, which is why we would expect that you can build a app which also leverages the same technology and keeps the user experience simple for them. Next up, we will look at some ideas that you can build on MiniPay. Here are some MiniPay app ideas and use cases that you can build during the hackathon. You can build a personal finance app inside MiniPay. You can build apps that allow sending gift cards or coupons to your friends and family inside MiniPay. You could build a stablecoin yield app inside MiniPay. You could even build a billing app inside MiniPay because MiniPay is also being used among merchants and business to business, so they would really appreciate a billing app inside MiniPay. Finally, you can also build a microwork marketplace inside MiniPay. Finally, to learn more about building on MiniPay, I highly recommend scanning this QR code. This QR code will take you to the documentation page, which has a lot more information about building on MiniPay. If you're looking for testnet tokens, the link is faucet.celo.org. You will get testnet tokens like Celo, Celo Dollar, and Celo Euro on the AlphaOrs testnet. You can also download the Opera Mini Beta app and enable MiniPay to get CUSD on mainnet. Finally, talking about the bounties, the best dApp built on MiniPay, first place will be awarded with 4,000 USDC. Second place will be awarded with 3,000 USDC, and third place will be awarded with 2,000 USDC. We also have a themed bounty, which is best use of Mento stables, which are Celo Dollar, Celo Euro, and Celo Real. If you build something really exciting with these stables, you will be awarded with 1,000 USDC. Last but not the least, when you are at the Global London Hackathon, please feel free to reach out to the spaces for any help. And if you want some help asynchronously, then feel free to message in Partner Celo channel on ETHGlobal Discord. Thank you.